Bounty Rush's 4.5 anniversary is right around the corner, with it being just about 2 months away. With this, many new, returning, and current players are hopping onto the game to try and prepare for this half anniversary, as it is speculated to be one of the biggest so far. However, many players getting onto the game may still be confused, as when they hop into a game of League, they get decimated by EX Luffy, Shanks, and Rogers because they suck! Well, suck to fight against. But why is this? When playing Bounty Rush, there are two main things to help passively buff your characters. That's not just soul boosting, leveling up skills, or straight up leveling up characters. These two things being medals and support. But today we won't be talking about support, as that'll be a separate video next week, so let's just... So, with that out of the way, today we will be focusing on medals and how to get your character the best medals, as well as information regarding about them. To make it a bit easier to follow, I have divided this video into 3 separate categories. Basic, where I'll talk about each medal type, how to obtain each medal type, medals unique and extra traits. The second, medal sets, where I'll go over good medal sets for each type of characters, those being attackers, defenders, and runners. And lastly, advanced, where I'll talk about transfer traits and transfer medals, medal tags, as well as how to choose the best medals with what you have. So, let's begin. Starting off, there are 3 types of medals: general, event, and character ranking medals. General medals and character ranking medals are the same medals with no differences other than the character ranking medals being in color. So what's the difference and how do you obtain them? General medals are obtained in 3 different ways. These being through league matches, 60-second battle, as well as cruise battle. Though, cruise battle comes and goes, so it won't always be there. You can also get medals for characters you don't have through League Battle, though it's only 1 medal fragment and it's only characters that were in the game. So, you could not, for instance, get a Boa medal if Boa was not a character on another player's team in that game. Character ranking medals are obtained at the end of each league season if you were in the top players with a certain character. It's basically just there to say, hey, I'm good with this character. Lastly, event medals. These are gotten through League Battle and event missions. However, these medals are only available during each event and cannot be obtained after that event has ended, so it's vital that you focus on these medals while they are available rather than general or character ranking medals. Also, when these event ends, if you had any event medals from that event, they can no longer be upgraded or have traits transferred to them. Hold on, traits? What are those, you may ask? Well, don't worry, because that's what we are going to be talking about next. When looking at a medal, there are 2 types of traits you need to look at: unique and extra traits. Unique traits are traits that come with the medal and will be applied to any character it's put on. For instance, Hybrid Yamato's medal has a unique trait that when you have less treasure secured than the other team, skill 2 will have a cooldown reduction speed by 13% applied. Some medals have these same unique traits, and others have their own unique ones, though I will talk more about that when I get to the medal tags as it correlates to that. Extra traits are obtained when upgrading each medal up to 3 times, which means you can get up to 3 extra traits on a medal along with its unique one. These traits can be a plethora of different buffs, such as increased defense, attack, or HP, or even reduced tremor time, reduce a flame time, etc. However, each medal only has a chance between 3 different types of traits to be applied to the medal. For instance, the Hybrid Yamato medal has a chance to increase HP, increase crit, or reduce frostbite time, while the Wano Raid Robin medal has a chance to increase HP, increase defense, or increase crit. So make sure to look at what extra traits each medal can get before deciding which medals you want to put onto a character. But with that, the basic section is now done. Now on to our next category, best medal sets. This will be a short segment where I won't go over why these medal sets are good in depth, as it mainly comes down to the unique traits along with their medal tags and which extra traits work best for each character, which I will cover in the advanced category. For this, we will go over which medal sets are good for each 3 types of characters in Bounty Rush: attackers, defenders, and runners. For attackers, one of the best starting off medal sets you can apply is any Luffy medal set, as you get both 30 million berry bounty Luffy and Marineford Luffy for free, which gives you a good starting medal set. Though with more Luffys pulled from stouts can still be used in high rankings. You can also use medal sets such as the Boa set, CP9 set, or Shanks set, depending on if you want to focus on attack and skill 1 cooldown, or skill 2 cooldown alone, or even crit and attack solely. Lastly, for attackers, you mainly want to focus on HP and attack increase with the extra traits, though this can change depending on a few characters. For defenders, some medal sets you can use are the Kaido set, the Enaru set, the Garp/Navy set, or the Kid set. And with defenders, you want to focus on defense and HP, though again, this can change, as for instance, EX Big Mom is a defender that can turn into a runner, so she can be built a little differently. Speaking of runners, the best medal set for the runner category is the Dressrosa set, which includes Doflamingo, Law, and either Red Hawk Luffy or Gear 4th Luffy, the Usopp medal set, the Nami medal set, Marco/Doctor medal set, or Wano Straw Hat medal set, which includes Choppermon medal, Ninpo Lightning Blast Nami medal, and Soba Mask medal. The extra traits also want to focus on HP and attack, though the unique traits want to focus on something like capture speed or character speed increase. And lastly, we have the advanced category. First up, we'll talk about transfer traits as well as transfer medals and where to get them. Transferring medals is a key part in making sure your medals are the best that they can be. If you have looked at the extra trait for medals, you may have noticed that the first extra trait can never be a 3-star trait. This is where transferring traits comes in. If you have 2 of the same medals both upgraded, you can take 1 extra trait from the second medal and integrate it over a trait from the first medal, destroying that second medal in the process. This is how you get a 3-star trait in the first extra trait slot. So, make sure to craft the same medal multiple times. It also should be noted that when transferring a trait onto a medal, each trait slot has a 33.33% chance of taking over that trait slot on the original medal, and if you want to re-roll that, you will need to spend precious rainbow diamonds, which is why you should create multiple of the same medal and upgrade them. Transfer medals are medals you can obtain that can be placed onto any medal, no matter what medal it is. They come in silver and gold. The silver medals have a chance to apply either a 12%, 14%, or 18% increase to HP, defense, or attack, depending on the medal, while gold transfer medals have a guaranteed chance to apply either 14% or 18% increase in stats, depending on the transfer medals. There are a few instances where transfer medals do something other than increase HP, defense, or attack, but for me, that's been few and far in between, though no matter what, is still incredibly valuable and useful. But how do you obtain these transfer medals? There are currently 4 ways to obtain these transfer medals. The first is from League Battle Season rewards, starting from rank S- up. If you rank high enough in the league season, you will obtain these medals, though the types of medals change with each season. The second is from events, such as certain login bonuses or step-up scouts that include these medals within them. Another way to obtain them is through the Medal Point Shop, which will never go away. And to obtain these medal points, you need to sell medals through inventory/sell. What I usually do is if I have any event medals that are extras and have 0 stars, so I've never upgraded them, after the event is over, I usually just sell those as they become essentially useless, but that's just me. Now, let's talk about medal tags. For this, I will be going back to unique traits as well as best medal set categories a little. When creating a medal set for you to use on your characters, these tags are one of the most essential things, as these tags can give you extra buffs that are almost like their own unique traits. But what are they? Well, medal tags are groupings put onto each medal and give extra traits, such as boosting the cooldown reduction of skill 2 by 14% for the tag Straw Hat Pirates when activated. Though, how do we activate these tags? Well, it's honestly really simple. All you need to do is have 2 medals with the same tag on the same character, and the tag will activate, giving you the buff. However, if you put 2 of the same medal on a character, no tags will activate, but it has to be the exact same character to not activate. You can still use a Gear 4 Bounce Man Luffy medal and a Gear 4 Snake Man Luffy medal, and the tags will still activate. Also, if you have 3 medals with the same tag, the buff will increase, though a character needs to be level 100 to be able to put 3 medals onto a character. This is why multiple medals have the same unique traits, as while they do, they have different medal tags. These medal tags are also why all the medal sets shown in the previous category work so well. While some are due to the unique traits given by each medal separately, the medal tags are what makes these medal sets stand out. There are many tags in Bounty Rush that do multiple different buffs, so make sure to take a look at them as they will help your characters out a ton. And now, onto our last topic, medals with what you have. If you look online or at a YouTube video, people always tend to say that this set is the best for this character. What if you don't have these medals, or the characters to obtain these medals? Or maybe the medal set uses an event medal, but the event is already over and you can no longer obtain it. Well, this area in the video is for you. When trying to figure out what medals you should put onto your character, you should first look at that character's traits. Again, going back to Hybrid Yamato, as that's the best character I have on my free-to-play and main account, Yamato gets a defensive shield that is 30% of her HP. So when building Yamato, I already know I need to focus on HP and attack for the extra traits. Yamato also has the trait that when using skill 2, it recovers 50% of that shield. So now I also know I want to focus on unique traits or medal tags that focus on skill 2 cooldown. Though I don't solely focus on these. Though they might be my main priority, I don't just get unique traits and medal tags for skill 2. I also get tags that boost capture speed, skill 1 cooldown, increase damage to your certain treasure, whether it's my treasure or the opposing team's. So basically, when looking at your characters to put medals on, look at their traits and what type of character they are, attacker, defender, or runner, and see what they excel at. From there, choose medals that not only gives them the correct extra traits, but also gives them the best unique traits and medal tags that you can get. Though as always, this is your account. If you find it fun to max defense on every character because you don't want to get smacked in the first 3 seconds by every EX Roger and Shanks on the planet, by all means, go ahead. This is your game, your account, your journey, so play the way you want and have fun. But that brings us to the end of the medal guide. If you stuck it out this far, thank you so much, as it means a lot. Lastly, if you're watching this while it came out, the week it came out, I will be doing a long live stream over on twitch.tv/Octopoppy on 6/26/2023, starting at around 11 p.m. midnight, kind of. Yeah, something like that. Where I'll be streaming until I hit 400 followers over there, and we'll be playing many, many games such as One Piece Bounty Rush, My Heroes 1's Justice 2, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, One Piece Odyssey, and even some non-anime games such as Elden Ring, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Phasmophobia, Grounded, and many, many more. So make sure to check it out. With that said, thank you all so much again, and I will see the YouTube Consortium later this week with another Bounty Rush video on my main account, and I hope to see each and every one of you there. Bye-bye!